Dear learners, welcome to this videocast in the knowledge series on strategic management. The series will cover strategic management and its important concepts. The current knowledge series on strategic management is brought to you by Jitendra Thoma, an educationist and a consultant. The present cast deliberates on developing the vision and mission statements and linking there with company's values. A vision, mission, and values statement is a tool to help an organization accomplish what it has set out to do, and helps provide a framework for strategy, focus, and decision-making. Let us see how vision statement is developed. A vision statement reflects the specific mountain you are currently trying to climb, that is, the underlying where. A vision is a picture of what your organization's future makeup will be and where you are headed. Vision provides a clear mental picture of what your organization will look like in 5 to 10 years from now. Forming a strategic vision should provide long-term direction, delineate the organizational activities to be pursued and the capabilities the organization plans to develop, and infuse the organization with a sense of purposeful action. It serves as a unifying focal point for everyone in the organization like a North Star. It delineates the future focus and where the organization is going. Visions are also referred to as big, hairy, audacious goals or BHAGs. An effective vision statement consists of the following elements. Your vision statement may or may not incorporate all of these elements, but keep them in mind when writing or evaluating yours. Future casting provides a picture of what your business will look like in the future. Audacious represents a dream that is beyond what you think is possible. It represents the mountaintop your organization is striving to reach. Visioning takes you out beyond your present reality. Motivating clarifies the direction in which your organization needs to move and keeps everyone pushing forward to reach it. Purpose-driven, worded to give your staff a larger sense of purpose, so they see themselves as building a cathedral, rather than laying stones. Inspiring, worded and engaging language that inspires and engages people. It creates a vivid image in people's heads that provokes emotion and excitement. It creates enthusiasm, and poses a challenge that inspires and engages people in the organization. Capitalizes on core competencies, builds on your organization's core competencies. It builds on what you have already established, including history, customer or constituent base, strengths, unique capabilities, resources, and assets. There are some concerns while building the vision statement of an organization. Developing the vision can be the most enjoyable part of planning, but the part where time easily gets away from you. Note that originally, the vision was a compelling description of the state and function of the organization once it had implemented the strategic plan. It was a very attractive image toward which the organization was attracted and guided by the strategic plan. Recently, the vision has become more of a motivational tool, too often including highly idealistic phrasing and activities, which the organization cannot realistically aspire. Here are some examples of vision statements. Let us see how mission statement is developed. Mission statement. This part of your strategy development is your core purpose. The underlying why you are climbing the mountain, why you are in business. A mission statement is a declaration of your organization's purpose and spotlights the business you are presently in and the customer and/or constituent needs you are presently endeavoring to meet. To build a solid foundation for a successful organization, it is essential to have a written, clear, concise and consistent mission statement that simply explains who you are and why you exist. Keep it short. Peter Drucker would say your mission should fit on a t-shirt. The mission statement should serve as a guide for day-to-day operations and as the foundation for future decision-making. Keep these guidelines in mind when writing or evaluating yours. Focus is on satisfying customer or constituent needs. A mission statement should focus the organization on satisfying customer or constituent needs, rather than on a program or service. It tells who your customer or constituents are, what needs your organization wishes to satisfy, and how these needs are satisfied. Based on your core competencies. Your organization should base its mission on a competitively superior internal strength, unique capability, or resource that the organization performs well in comparison to similar organizations. Motivates and inspires stakeholder commitment. Your mission statement should be motivating. Your stakeholders need to feel that their work is significant, and that it contributes to people's lives. Realistic. Your mission statement should be realistic. You should avoid making the mission too narrow or too broad. Specific, short, sharply focused and memorable. It should be a precise statement of purpose. That describes the essence of the organization in words that your constituents and stakeholders can remember you by. Clear and easily understood. Develop and write your mission statement on a party level, that is simple and clearly, so that you can quickly and briefly tell people you meet at a party or on airplanes why your organization exists. At the same time, it needs to give your team a profoundly simple focus for everything it does as an organization. One has to make sure they abide by the following while writing a mission statement. Appropriate use of words. When wording the mission statement, consider the organization's products, services, markets, values, and concern for public image, and maybe priorities of activities for survival. Consider any changes that may be needed in wording of the mission statement because of any new suggested strategies during a recent strategic planning process. When refining the mission, a useful exercise is to add or delete a word from the mission to realize the change in scope of the mission statement and assess how concise is its wording. Ensure that wording of the mission is to the extent that management and employees can infer some order of priorities in how products and services are delivered. Does the mission statement include sufficient description that the statement clearly separates the mission of the organization from other organizations? Here are some examples of mission statements. The current cast is part of Knowledge series on strategic management, and is podcasted by Jitendra Thoma. Let us see how to lay down the value statement is developed. values are enduring, passionate, and distinctive core beliefs, and they're an essential part of developing your strategy. They are based on enduring tenets, guiding principles, to adhere to no matter what mountain you climb. The core values are part of your strategic foundation. They are the beliefs that guide the conduct, activities and goals of your organization. They establish why you do, what you do, and what you stand for. Values are deeply held convictions, priorities, and underlying assumptions that influence the attitudes and behaviors of your organization. Strong values account for why some organizations gain a reputation for such strategic traits as leadership, product innovation, and total customer satisfaction. These never change. An organization's values can dominate the kind of strategic moves it considers or rejects. When values and beliefs are deeply ingrained and widely shared by directors, managers and staff, they become a way of life within the organization, and they mold organizational strategy. Here are some guidelines in developing core values. Keep the list of values to between 5 and 7. They need to be memorable to your staff. Create phrases, but not paragraphs. One word is not enough to convey real meaning of a value. Also, the length of the phrases should be restricted. Make these values specific, not generic. It takes more than one word to define specificity. Values need to be shared. While you don't need consensus from everyone in your organization, you do need agreement from senior leadership. If it's already stated in your mission, do not repeat it. Some values-driven language may be part of your mission statement. That's fine, but consider not repeating what you have covered elsewhere. Few practices in developing the value statements. Developing a values statement can be quick culture-specific. Visit the participants and record how they might like to arrive at description of their organizational values. The participants may use methods ranging from highly analytical and rational, to highly creative and divergent. This may include focused discussions, divergent experiences around daydreams, sharing stories, and similar other techniques. Notice any differences between the organization's preferred values and its true values. The values actually reflected by members' behaviors in the organization. Record each preferred value on a flashcard, then have each member rank the values with 1, 2, or 3 in terms of the priority needed by the organization, with 3 indicating the value is very important to the organization, and 1 is least important. Then go through the cards again to rank how people think the values are actually being enacted in the organization, with 3 indicating the values are fully enacted, and 1 indicating the value is hardly reflected at all. Then address discrepancies where a value is highly preferred, ranked with a 3, but hardly enacted, ranked with a 1. Incorporate into the strategic plan actions to align actual behavior with preferred behaviors. Here is what Herb Keller, former CEO of Southwest Airlines, had to say about core values. We always felt that people should be treated right as a matter of morality. Then, incidentally, that turned out to be good business too. But it didn't really start as a strategy. It began with us thinking about what is the right thing to do in a business context. We said, we want to really take care of these people, we want to honor them, and we love them as individuals. Now that induces the kind of reciprocal trust and diligent effort that made us successful. But their motivation was not strategy, it was core values. This brings us to the end of the cast on developing the vision and mission statements and linking there with company's values. Thanks for watching the cast from the Knowledge series on strategic management. To be apprised of the release of more Knowledge series videos on the subject matter from Jitendra Tomar, please subscribe to the channel. Best wishes for all your endeavors.